everyone, welcome to our Dev Q&A. I'm Noctis, I'm your community manager and support manager. I'm going to be mediating this little chat as we talk about Battlebox Arena. And I have the devs with us if they'd like to introduce themselves. I'm going to make you start, Steph. Steph, you start, please.
Okay, so I can make this really cool sound. Bing, bong, bing, bong. Okay, I'm just kidding. Hi, I'm Noxite, project manager for MCC Island.
I'm Epic. Oh, I'm Epic Landlord. I do game design and music and sounds.
Oh, and Noxite, me. I go by he/him. Isaac, if you wanted to.
Yeah, Isaac, if you want to use your pronouns
as well.
Yeah, I go he, him, she, her. I don't mind.
Chase, would you like to?
Yeah, I'll stop prompting people. I'm just going to stop prompting people.
I am Chase. I am the game design lead for Island. I go by he, him.
Daniel?
Yeah, I'm Daniel. I code games. I code other things too. I code a lot of things. And I go by he, him as well.
Yes. I don't know if my mic picked that up.
Yeah, Kez.
Hi, yeah. I am Kez. I'm the lead developer for MCC Island, and my pronouns are they, them.
And then that's Matt.
Hello, I am Matt. I go by he, him, and I'm also one of the developers.
Also, I go by she, her. That's what we go. Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to put your questions in the chat or in the Discord or in game, throw them in. I'll be throwing them at the devs as we continue on. So, yeah. Guys, it's here, maybe, kind of. Battlebox Arena. What do we have to say about that? God.
Yeah, we had so for anyone who missed it, last weekend we had the streamers weekend where they got to sort of see Battlebox Arena first. Well, obviously the testers have seen it. Like obviously the testers have been seeing it quite a bit, but first public kind of like view of Battlebox Arena was last week with the streamers. So hopefully there's going to be a bunch of Battlebox Arena questions that we'd love to answer, obviously, because that's the next game that we have talked about for a while now. Oh, Noctis, can you give me the names of the people who have asked those questions as well?
I can try.
Yeah, I wanna love to refer to who it was. Are there badges for BBA, and how many trophies will there be? Who asked this? Who asked this? So, I mean, yeah, I should say
Chaos Crafter.
Chaos Crafter. All right, before I answer that question, yes, we announced Battlebox Arena a while ago. I posted like a big message on the MCC Island front page, just basically saying like, don't expect any like small mini games in the pipeline. We're now kind of like working on deeper game modes, and Battlebox Arena will be our first kind of like deeper game mode, I suppose. So I think when we initially announced it, people were like, "Oh, what? They're just doing another Battlebox kind of thing." But this is not that. It is much more deeper. And for anyone who watched the stream last week, you probably saw how much stuff is going on in it. And we're kind of like really excited about it. It adds just a ton more to the whole like Battlebox type gameplay. And Isaac will probably be talking a lot about it in this Q&A. But that is our next game mode, and it's going to be on Island very soon. And all of you will get to play it literally starting tomorrow. Well, for the week, you'll get to test it over this weekend, right? Because we're launching an open beta this weekend. So that open beta will go from Friday until Monday morning. So sometime in the afternoon Friday until Monday morning. You'll all get to play it. You'll all get to queue. I believe they only see 3 maps. Is it 3, Isaac? No.
They'll see 4 maps.
4, yeah.
We've increased it. It was 3, but we're adding an extra map, because why not?
Yeah, so you'll get to see 4 maps out of the 8 that will actually launch when we launch Battlebox Arena fully. And we're very interested in how you'll feel about it, your feedback, and etc. BattleBox will also be releasing with a weapon skin system, and if we get everything right, a ranking system as well. So that's what we kind of mean when we're kind of like adding more bulk and more features around game modes. We don't want them to just be like a little mini game that's just like, here you go, here's another 5-minute thing, whatever. We want more depth and more progression and more kind of like social features around them. So that's what you'll see with BattleBox Arena. Yeah, more bulk. More bulk is either a negative word or a positive word.
I'll answer the badge question if you don't want to.
No, I can answer it because it was kind of my decision, right?
Well, then you forgot. So
Yeah. So the badge question: is BattleBox Arena launching with badges? Hold on a sec. I keep getting punched in the game. Well, I keep hearing punches. No, BattleBox Arena is not launching with badges simply because we've kind of ran out of time. So we're kind of looking to try and release BattleBox Arena like really soon, and we're kind of like strapped a little bit on the art resources right now. So I'm making the decision to kind of like hold the badges back. However, we'll still be tracking the stats that will be for those badges. So when those badges launch, they will kind of like unlock retroactively. So all your like kills and stuff will be remembered.
hopefully, that's the goal.
Yeah, hopefully.
Most badges that BattleBox has now will also be progressed by BattleBox Arena, but then Arena will also have its own badges in addition to those. But yeah, those are not coming out with the release. But you can expect like not as much trophies as would be added by a fully new game, as it's going to share a lot of BattleBox's badges. It'll just also have new ones that are only from Arena.
Okay, let's see.
And the testing weekend will not contribute to the stats, for the record.
Yes, good disclaimer. Is there any concern about further... Oh, this is a good one. Tomaru asks, is there any concern about further splitting Island's player base with a new game mode? Is there a worry casual at BattleBox will die? So let's start on the further splitting player base. Not really. Like, the idea of releasing a new game mode is that you're actually attracting kind of like a wider audience, right? So the hope, obviously, with all new game modes is that you are simply growing in player base as well, so that you'll have enough of a player base for both queues. And if not, you kind of just like, well, you just let games die, right? Like, we learned this, I think, a while ago with Rocket Spleef Rush. I think, we released it, we learned that it's not massively popular, and unfortunately just kind of like, in a way, became very unpopular. And that's just a reflection of what, the player base wants, right? So if not a lot of people are playing Rocket Spleef Rush, well, that means that not a lot of people wanted Rocket Spleef Rush. And there's nothing we can do about it. It's just like, that's you as an audience choosing. So, that's that. Is there a worry that casual BattleBox will die? I don't think so. I think that the two game modes can quite nicely coexist. And I think that certain people will definitely want to play classic BattleBox because it's a lot more of like a quicker, streamlined... Well, I wouldn't use just quicker, right? If you're looking for something more in depth, something that lasts longer so that your kind of like payoff is larger, right? In terms of gameplay, you're going to naturally be playing BattleBox Arena. So if you are coming onto Island and you just kind of like, I don't know, just want to do a little bit of like mindless chilling, then you'll probably be queuing into BattleBox. If you want to do like a longer, best of 9, same teams, that kind of thing, you're queuing into BattleBox Arena. So I think like my prediction is that people might actually split their day between the two. I think you might, go hard on BattleBox Arena, and then sometimes you want to just like step back, take a little chill, and then play BattleBox. But I also think there's just a lot of people that don't want the BattleBox Arena experience as well, and they'll stick with BattleBox.
And standard BattleBox will still get new maps here and there as well, and updates, and we'll keep an eye on the balance in both games. Hopefully, it just becomes a game that you sort of swap between, and standard BattleBox just benefits from Arena also existing.
I think when I said mindless, I think it's more. I think the word I'm looking for maybe is like less.
Lower
what's
stakes.
the word?
That's what you mean.
Yes,
Right.
lower stakes. Lower stakes. That's the one. Yeah, it's lower stake, right? Because you're only versing one team once, right? Where in BattleBox Arena, you're versing the same team across potentially nine rounds. So it's kind of like more of a stake to aim for. And if you're just kind of like not feeling that, then I don't know, go
I guess plus
go
with
catch
the
some
ranks
fish
as well, right?
But I think I as a not a very heavy Minecraft PvP player, I think there is enough in BattleBox Arena to actually make it quite enjoyable for those who don't go hardcore, because Isaac's designed it in a way where you really have sort of like that support class type. Forgotten the word for that one.
You have supporting roles.
Yeah, supporting roles. That's it.
There's different things about it as well. Like, generally, people are pretty good at certain things, even if they're not so keen on sort of arena games. So you have a class that doesn't need to worry about being eliminated so much. So if that causes you stress, you can alleviate that. You have some classes which focus more on the ranged combat. If you find melee combat hard in Minecraft, classes that focus on contextual strategy rather than aim and combat. Quite a wide range of build types that will be really helpful for the game. Hopefully a lot of people can find a nice kits to play.
Isaac, in your words, would you like to answer Soti Valentine? What makes BattleBox Arena different from BattleBox?
What makes it different? Well, I think overall, BattleBox Arena has been in development for a very long time, with a big focus on just creating a really profound arena PvP game for Minecraft. So BattleBox wasn't really focusing on that. It was, you have your maps and you have unique kits for each map. But Arena's sort of this whole combat ecosystem with purposefully made classes and items, all to sort of work in this countering cycle. And just to be a really good ranked experience with just really deep strategy, but the right strategy. The strategy that is easily understandable and great for discussion. But I think overall, like it's an easier game to sort of jump into as well. There's just a lot of focus on different sort of play styles and things which actually make things simpler. That's my answer.
All right, let's move on to a hot question from Bikers B Brats. I mean, it's not hot, but it's a really interesting one. So what is? I mean, this is like 3 questions, so let me just like do it one by one. What is the elo system going to be like? So we're launching BattleBox Arena with an intent to have a soft skill-based matchmaking side to it. But it probably won't be like perfect on launch, and we're very aware of that. But with these kind of things, you've kind of got to balance them around the player base themselves. and how much people are queuing and how well people are responding to it and etc. But it does try to aim to put you in like balanced matches so that you're not going to be, well, don't quote me on this, it's not a promise, but hopefully that you're not getting like massively stomped because you're against like a high ranked player or whatever and you're like, super new to the game mode. Ultimately, you have to reflect on how big your player base is, and I don't think we're big enough to have like the best like elo matchmaking system in the world. So it's only going to be a soft one, and we're going to kind of like monitor it and fine tune it as we go. But there is an intent, because I do think you need at least something, right?
And it helps separate like skills, skill levels of people. Because if it was just random queue, maybe like lesser skilled people would have a trouble playing the game. But
Yeah.
with ranked elo, you can actually just pair with people at your skill level. Sometimes it's just nice to play and just not even consider that it's a ranked elo. It's just a way to play a balanced game and have more fun.
Then the other part of this fun question is, how much of BBA utility will slowly bleed into other game modes like new BattleBox maps or Sky Battle?
There's no answer to that yet. We haven't really considered how that works. There are tons of new items, so there's lots of possibilities. I'm pretty certain they will come in some form. It's just, we need to decide exactly what we want to do with the modes. I think it's quite easy to consider that there'll be some new original BattleBox maps here and there that will probably feature new items.
Yeah, and I'd really be interested in just seeing like how you guys respond to it. What you want at the end of the day.
I think there'll certainly be some things coming to Sky Battle later, but we don't, Sky Battle's its own game. We don't want to overhaul it too much. We'll just see. And if you've got ideas of what you want to see, feel free to let us know. We will consider that.
All right. Next question. Bikers, you did ask if new badges are coming with BBA, but I already answered that one. So Red Frog asks, what's your favorite thing about the new game mode? Isaac, I'm going to angle this one at you. What's your favorite thing?
I mean, I love all of it. It's really good. It's just my favorite game. I don't know. I love the game. I think the best thing about the game mode is probably Spectre. I'm really, really quite proud of that idea. It's just a lot of fun to see Spectre fights happening. Just random like jousts in the sky with two Spectres, and then people trying to snipe the Spectre. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of joy. But also, the way when you play Spectre, you're not so worried about being eliminated because you have that second life. But at the same time, it's focusing you on doing the melee combat. So I found that like playing Spectre, I was really bad at melee combat. It teaches you without you realizing and just having fun in just in a more risk-free way. And it just works so well for the game. It's really, really good.
So for anyone who missed the streamer weekend, the Spectre is a class that essentially when it dies, it turns into a ghost that literally has like one like a tiny smidge on the health bar. So as soon as you're hit, you're dead, right? So essentially you kind of get a second life, but like super fragile, and you can fly around with a little sword to try and like poke people out. But obviously, if they catch you and hit you, you're kind of gone for good.
It's just really good for learning how to melee combat. Yeah.
All right, so what are some of these weird questions? Tomaru asks, is there any concern about further Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, I already answered that question, didn't I? The one about splitting islands player base. But good point. I forgot that we are working on a multi-queue system. So that's essentially a system that will allow you to queue up into several games at once, and then it kind of like pops off, as soon as there's like a match found across them. So it's like a really, I think it really works in the sense that if you're playing some of the lesser popular games, you can probably be like fishing, for example, while queuing for like multiple of them, and then because other players may be also queuing for multiple of them, the likelihood of those games, like the queues for those games popping off, gets bigger. So, yeah, that's something we are working on. No release date on it yet.
I can give some extra like context there.
Unless Daniel just wants to promise one.
Well, this is only for when this update is fully done, but what's also being worked on with multiqueue is that what really allowed us to do multiqueue is actually a complete rewrite of our matchmaker. Our old matchmaker couldn't handle multiqueue, but just doing multiqueue wasn't enough of a reason to rewrite it. What ended up being the reason is that, of course, BattleBox Arena having this ranked queue, that requires a lot more safety. I think most people who've played a game on Island have had a game that just crashed, or they didn't get teleported, or something else went wrong. And you can imagine that when it's a ranked queue, that is not okay. You can't get a random penalty or a lever buster over a game that just randomly disconnected you. So the reasoning for rewriting the entire matchmaker is also to make it more safe, to add safeguards to avoid this kind of issue, to detect the issue, to add better tooling for that. And as a part of that, we've got multiqueue and a lot of other exciting things that we can do now.
And Music Miner asks, will it finally remember where you are
Yes.
fishing? The answer is yes.
I recently I got really annoyed that whenever I go into a grotto and then you go out of the grotto, you get put on the latest island instead of the one you were at. So now it will put you back where you were fishing, on the island you were fishing on.
Yeah, so
and also
hopefully,
for queues.
Yeah, hopefully multi-queue is that kind of answer to the worry about splitting the player base. Because it's a feature that just allows the player base to find each other easier.
And I also think things like like the putting you back where you were before kind of definitely helps out with the times when the queues are a little bit more quieter. Because one of the things that I always, bugs me is I'll find a goated fishing spot, I'll be fishing there, and then I'll go play a game, and then I come back and it's oh, where was that spot? I can't remember where that was. And it adds quite a bit of artificial friction to the playing experience, I guess. So having that be a bit more smooth is going to be very nice as well.
And to add even more, we've also tried to reduce even more friction with playing games, especially if you're in a queue, it takes a long time, and you're fishing in the meantime, playing Dojo in the meantime. Getting put back where you were helps. We've also finally looked at the game start times a bit. I know people have mentioned this for a long time, that you don't need to wait 30 seconds if everyone's already there. So expect a few tweaks there. That will also hopefully make up for the fact that matchmaking takes longer. If you're making a good game, that takes some time. So hopefully it shouldn't be too much slower because the games will start quicker.
All right. Next question. Isaware Bell asks, question to you, Isaac. Is the super cool 10th class in this weekend's open beta?
It is not. We want to keep that last class hidden just for a little bit longer. You'll be able to play it on release. And it's on the other 4 maps, which have not been revealed yet. That class is quite substantial, and it's going to be cool if you guys find out about it a bit later after you've played the game for a bit. That last class is a Gadgeteer from original BattleBox. That's the only class which hasn't been in Arena yet. And it very much is the Gadgeteer. It's very gadgety. and it's pretty crazy.
All right. Okay. Odaksh asks, are you planning to release any seasonal games like Waterfight? And is Waterfight going to be back next summer? There is no current plans to release any seasonal games. Sorry, we're kind of we want to focus on like proper games. And is Waterfight going to be back next summer? I mean, we didn't talk about it, but I mean, maybe. I'll just say maybe.
Yeah.
Then that way I'm not promising anything. And
I like the idea of it.
there you go. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. TT Stars asks, how do you add the tier-based weapons? So this question is related to if you have weapon skins, how do you still have like, wooden sword, iron sword, etc. There isn't, is the quickest answer. So in BattleBox Arena, you just have sword, right? You just have the axe, etc. And then that enables just weapon skin on all of those. Like it didn't feel too important to have like hearing. Yeah.
It's not only just one weapon though.
Yeah, the other.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a bunch of layers to this answer, I think. For one, this is why you see the new weapon types, like we have the dagger and the short bow, which do like less damage and work differently. So there's more diversity in how the kits can be built without worrying about the having wood sword versus stone sword, etc. And also, when a sword is meant to do more damage, it has an enchantment, so it has sharpness, for example, instead of it being a different material quality. And in the base vanilla game, this is already how it works. When you see someone with an enchanted sword, you don't know if it has sharpness 5 or sharpness 1, or just unbreaking if it doesn't do any additional damage at all, or knockback or whatever. I'm sure we have not fully finalized how we're going to handle Sky Battle and how the loot balancing is going to work for that and the changes to it. And I don't want to speak on that because it won't be me figuring that out. So I don't want to speak for you on that, Isaac. But a similar thing will be kept in mind, where we want to make sure we preserve the competitive integrity and give people the visual cues they need. But we think that that's a solvable problem in the way we structure the game, and weapon skins won't invalidate that.
I mean, I think putting weapon skins into Sky Battle would have you would have to reinvent the loot system so that there wouldn't be like weapon tiering, and that enchantments would be more important than the weapon tiering. I'm interested in what the players think about that. Like I've seen it work pretty well, because like we can't. I don't think it's reasonable to be like, oh, okay, so there's diamond weapon skins, and there are. Oh, sorry, like, oh, you have a weapon skin for the wooden sword, you have a weapon skin for the iron sword, you have a weapon skin for the stone sword, because then that's just kind of like too many unique weapon skins that you're not likely to like see the one that you want to see. Like, I just want a player to be like, okay, I really like this sword weapon skin, so every time I pick up a sword, I want to see that weapon skin.
It's also very artistically limiting to have to make the weapon skins work for all the different tier qualities. And it's also pretty visually confusing because for some skins, it might be very, much less clear if it's diamond or iron or whatever. So it's just something we want to do away with.
For it. We want the weapon skins to look like whatever they are, not all be colored to the material. It would have been pretty bad. But we'll see what we can do to keep everything as consistent as it was before.
And weapon skins will be 3D models, but we might do 2D ones in the future.
Tomu asks, should we be worried about weapon skins becoming a memory game of having to learn, right, that skin means they've got a dagger instead of a sword? Or will it be obvious which weapon skins refer to which weapon types? Yeah, I think it'll be very obvious. It's been designed from in that way from the very beginning. Of like,
a lot of
okay,
thought.
we've
A lot
got
of
to
thought
make
has been put
sure.
into it.
Yeah, we've got to make sure that the weapon skins are like, you can see what weapon that is. So. And no, we don't want you to be able to toggle weapon skins off for other players. That kind of kills the point of cosmetics. I think that'd suck. Like if I'm getting a cosmetic, I want people to see it, But you ultimately will have a lot of control over your own skins. Will there be guns in BattleBox Arena? No.
No guns.
No guns.
There are mines, traps. There could be water guns at some point, maybe.
It's funny.
Maybe as a remix.
No, but yeah, weapon skins are kind of like one of the most demanded things in this cosmetic economy because we are like a full-on cosmetic economy. And hey, we're finally doing them. So,
Do we want to talk a little bit about how they work structurally?
Oh, that's fun. Oh, wait, this is a really fun question.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
From Bikers Breed Bats. With your 3D, 2D models, how do you intend to get people to switch from using their own personal texture packs and using your cosmetics instead, which I would assume has some sort of price or value attached to them, since I myself use my own personal texture pack, which I wouldn't personally switch off of? There's no way to stop that, but it's just that, like, if you're modifying your client to have a weapon skin on it yourself, well, no one else is seeing that, right? And that's kind of I think the major point of cosmetics is for people to see it, right? Like, you want people to know that you have something, right? And there is a certain, what I'll say is that there are a certain tier of weapon skins that will announce themselves in chat that you killed someone with it. So
as well as other things.
Higher tier weapons, the chat message will actually state that you eliminated a player using that weapon skin. So let's not beat around
what
the
else
bush
will
here.
be in the message?
Let's be honest here. Cosmetics is all about showing off, right? And if it's only on your client, then how are you going to show that off, bro? You got to take a picture, ain't you? You got to take a picture and send people like this picture being like, look what is on my screen. Sorry, what were you going to say, Chase?
I was going to say that when that happens, when you see the weapon announced in chat for a specific higher tier of weapon skins, it'll also say the number of kills that you have earned while using that skin, and it'll announce that in chat. So it's a huge flex that you would not get if you weren't using.
Not okay.
Yes, that is what we're doing. It is absolutely.
Right. Chase, fine. All right.
So that's cool. And again,
Yes,
something you'd have to be using a skin for.
There is stat track on weapons skins.
There is stat track on weapons and announcement of those track stats as well.
Yeah, so if you hadn't clocked it already, there are tiers to weapon skins, and we've kind of done this for like a couple of reasons. It allows weapon skins to be kind of like more accessible from the like front side, right? Like, it's not going to be difficult to get like a tier 1 weapon skin, right? So you can have one, fine. But it also retains the fact that some people, cosmetics are a huge collector's game, right? So there will be like ultra rare versions of weapon skins that only a handful of people are going to obtain, and they are obviously going to be the ultra rares, right? That are going to probably cost a ton of coin when you're trading them. All weapon skins so far that we're going to launch are tradable. And I'll just tell you all right now, like, they are only exclusively obtained by gems. So obviously, if you're a non-spender, then you use your coin to trade for MCC Plus tokens, convert those to gems, and then that's the way you can gain up cosmetic skins, or just trade with other players. Like literally buy them off the exchange for coins. Right? There's going to be plenty of them. Trust me.
It'll be very easy to get as a free-to-play player.
If you're a
through
spender,
trading.
the best way to get weapon skins is through the web store by buying like keys.
Yeah, just like how all of the rares and epics from the events that we do and the season machines sell for 100k, 200k on the Island Exchange, you can expect the same of weapon skins, maybe even more so. So they'll be pretty easy to get your hands on if you want one, but there will obviously be ones that are ridiculously rare and expensive as well, like any cosmetic system has. We like that is the whole thing Stefan was saying with we need tiers to be a system to allow them to be obtainable by everyone, but we still want the ultra rare ones that are very difficult to get. But the idea is not to gate these, just to control the flow of them.
It might be the Counter-Strike system, but we made them cooler because each tier actually has a feature.
Yes, because Counter-Strike just has the little scratch marks and whatnot, but our tiers actually do things, which are cool.
And we haven't even talked about 2 other tiers that do.
Yeah, we only revealed one of the 3 things
like,
that weapon skins do.
Are you keeping that
There's
secret?
actually
I
quite a
would
lot.
reveal it. I don't know.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
well,
know.
I think we can reveal it. I don't see any reason.
Okay, there's a couple of bits and bobs, but the highest tier of weapon skin will have an evolution feature. So basically, in a match, if you get a certain number of kills, the weapon will evolve into like a different, into like an upgraded skin. So you guys have probably seen this in games like Apex Legends and Call of Duty. They've had like weapon skin evolutions based on kills. That's what the highest tier will have.
And those ones are very, very, very rare, to be clear. It's very difficult to get your hands on one of those evolving skins.
Yeah.
And also to be clear, the evolution goes away after you die or after the match ends. So it's just evolving for that point in the match, and then you have to evolve it again in a different match.
The kill requirement will be pretty low. Like you
Yes.
you did the hard part by obtaining the skin, so we kind of just want to reward you with that cool evolution.
It's not that hard to make it evolve. Yes.
Anyway, there is more to the weapon skins that we haven't talked about, but you will see it when they are released.
Yeah, I guess there are 2 more
really
cool features that we didn't mention, but one of them is not tied to the tiers. But yeah, there are 2 very cool things that are pretty exciting that I guess we'll reveal later.
Yeah. And then when people see them, they'll be like, okay, can you bring them back to Sky Battle? Can you bring them to normal Battle Box?
Yep.
All right, let's move on to next question. Will the ranked ladder be in place from the start, and how will it work? I'm not going to talk exactly how it's going to work in this call, and I will simply say that we aim for it to be at the start. But if we don't finish it in time, I don't think I will prevent the launch of BattleBox Arena without it. Without it. So we'll still launch it without it, but I really want it to be in from the start. Will Plobbies work with BattleBox Arena during the open beta? No, not during this weekend. They will not be in Plobbies. That will just be public matches. But you will have them on launch. I was correct on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. I had a moment there because I know that we
it'll
didn't
be
want them
there.
during the streamers weekend, but yeah.
Maybe not too many settings just yet, but it'll be playable.
Yeah, there will not be any settings on launch. Not at all during the beta.
Will the testing weekend already contribute to stats, badges, etc., etc.? No, it will not. So the stats will only track once once Arena has released. So literally just play it for fun this weekend. Play it, check it out.
We're looking
there
for
will
feedback.
also be no matchmaking. There'll be no like like it's just a game. Nothing else of the full update is going to be in the beta weekend.
Yeah, no ranking system, no special matches. Just play the game with other people, try it out, tell us what you think.
I love this question. Domino
No
Void
weapon skins
asks,
either.
how balanced can we expect BattleBox Arena to be on release? And the answer is, as balanced as we would hope it would feel.
Well, very
But-
balanced, really.
Yeah,
It
it's
is-
been
extensively
it is
tested for a long
really,
time.
really balanced. Every kit has a specific purpose. There may be kits which are a bit stronger than others. It's just hard to really grasp the idea of that until we all play it for a long time in a public setting. So we'll just keep balancing the game from there, but it's in a very, very good state initially.
Yeah, if you do not believe BattleBox Arena is balanced, please redirect complaints to Bikers Brats. Bikers Brats.
And of course, there will be as many games
don't
played.
do that. That was a joke.
But there'll be as many games played in like a few hours after it goes into the beta weekend as we have been able to test. That's just how it goes. So
Once again, with the looking for your feedback. So make sure you play it, check it out, and provide it, and tell us what you think.
Yes, complaints to the forums. Because for some reason, when people complain on Twitter, like the demon enters them or something, and they like swear and stuff.
Well, yeah, what you have to understand is that none of us actually check or read the Twitter. So
Yeah,
there's no
But
point.
when
That is
people-
not, that is
people
not
complain
true.
on-
I guess Noctis might.
I have to
Yeah.
let you know out that we
Hey,
do check the
what the
Twitter,
hell?
just not the best place to put feedback. Thank you.
Obviously, I know that people on Twitter like swearing and stuff. But yes, when people complain in the forum, for some reason, something compels them to actually be polite about them.
It's a higher like thing to meet. You know, deciding to make a forums account and go post on our forums, I think is harder.
Yeah.
So there's an
Okay,
additional
all
level
Not a
of
crash
care.
out.
All
I'm
right,
just
Stace, all right.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm not crashing out. I'm just saying we do check Twitter.
We do.
Well, forums are better for feedback. We get more info.
That is true. There are more characters to add your info.
You can actually tell us what's wrong instead of screaming.
Man with Raft asks, with a rank system in mind, will this have an impact on queue times if not enough players with a similar rank are queued up for the game? So typically in a matchmaking system like that, the answer is yes, it will obviously affect the queue time. However, it's sort of the intent is that the longer it takes, the more that window kind of opens. So you'll end up kind of like as much as it's trying to find you a really good match, it will start to kind of like loosen up over time, and then eventually put you with any match, right? And then everything else will go off that. But obviously, because BattleBox Arena match times are longer, you kind of get more game out of your queue time in the end, right? But this is obviously something we're going to keep an eye on. Something we really want to like balance correctly is to ensure that that feels right, right? Like if queue times are too quick, then that means it's probably not doing a very good job at balancing you with similar players, right? But if it's too long, then that's really annoying. So we kind of have to find like a really nice middle ground. Hopefully that answers
We'll
that
keep
question.
an eye on what the public want from that.
but keep in mind that our queue is going to be, even if no matter how many people play it, the queue of Arena will be far smaller than your like average competitive game, like an Overwatch or League of Legends, CS:GO. So we're never going to be able to have a matchmaker that's like those games where you're with 5 bronze against 5 bronze. We just can never do that. So
They have
we'll try
thousands,
to find a nice
sometimes
balance.
tens of thousands of people playing at once. So yeah, you got to keep that in mind.
But I think we're also more open to
Who knows?
like
who
matches
knows?
should be balanced, but they don't need to be as they are in those games.
Maybe a lot of people play Arena though. Who knows? Tell your friends.
Well,
If you
that
like
is-
the game
you,
and
you
want,
can get us.
and you want, if you like the game and you want the queues to be better, invite your friends. Ask them to have a go. And
Because if we have
We'll
thousands
we'll
of people
see
in
how-
the queues, those are going to be some
Yeah.
high quality matches. Just keep that in mind. It's a good
Yeah.
incentive.
How are you planning on stopping people from leaving mid-game? Asks Bota Vlieg. The current penalty system probably wouldn't really work that well here, and I can imagine people can often leave long-lasting games, and if people do leave, how do you plan on preventing the game becoming too unfair? Do people lose less rank if their teammates left mid-game? I don't think we can like share all the specifics on that, but I can say that it's definitely something that we are focusing on.
I think we can say a bit. Maybe? No?
I mean,
if someone leaves the game,
like
they should get their rank, their points lost, right? That's a lose. If you purposely leave the game, you won't retain your points, right? There are methods to help people join back if they DC as well. So if you're quick enough, you don't need to worry about that. The full details, just we're not too clear on them just yet.
At least conceptually, the goal is to, like, you're not meant to leave, right? In most of the other games, leaving is okay. It's not the end of the world. If you leave a lot, we'll give you a penalty, which is what we currently have. But in Arena, it's a lot more serious. Like, leaving is a bigger deal. So even with the same queue penalties, like, expect to get that more often.
All right. The question from first of K7. Will the kills that you got on a weapon skin be transferred when you trade them? Yes.
Along with other things as well that we haven't mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah. The stat track on a weapon skin is tied to the weapon skin.
Yep.
Ah.
So I don't know. I don't know what that's going to do, but we'll see, right? I imagine that people are going to be selling skins with 69 kills on them for a lot more.
It does mean you can now technically have the most valuable item in the auction house, because you can get a technically infinite amount of kills, so infinite value.
Does this mean chromas?
Very good.
Does this mean chromas now also stay on cosmetics when trading? This is an interesting question, because there is something unique for weapon skins that is something like chromas. You won't be able to use the old chromas on them. There's a new thing. And also another thing that I don't want to talk about yet. But yes, anything you imprint onto the weapon stays on the weapon. Sorry, on the weapon skin. So when you trade the weapon skin away, it carries all those things.
But chromas will not transfer for old cosmetics. That's not a thing we're doing, to be clear. Maybe in the future, though.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that with old cosmetics. There are a lot of questions around like matchmaking logic and etc. And I'm kind of like purposely not going to answer them because they're getting a little bit specific. And I think the general thing you all have to understand is that these sort of systems are the ones that require the most balancing once you've released them and discovered how they work. So anything I really talk about when it comes to like matchmaking logic or ranking logic or whatever are all just things that can like change and probably will, right? Like, but those are the things that we're really looking out for, like at the very beginning, right? Are they working? Are they working properly? Are they doing what we want them to do? Is the community responding to them well? And based on all of this, we kind of like tweak and change them. So that's why it's like not too important to get like into the super specifics here, because at the end of the day, we probably will get it wrong on launch. But then you just have to kind of like work with everyone to figure out what the best solution is. How distracting are the weapon skins? As in, will they take up my screen? They are. Weapon skins have been designed from the very get-go with that in mind. Of like, they need to feel like the right size so that they're not taking up too much of your screen, and that they feel like, you know, they're actually in your hand and they're aiming in the correct, you know, place and, you know, etc. So
We want people to use them, so we're putting in a lot of effort to make sure that, you know, they feel good and work for what people want.
yeah, good point actually. I can say on the kind of like ranking, you know, point stuff, is that we are very the ranking system is reflective of the match quality. So if you are put in a lower quality match, the ranking system will know that, and then the point payout will be based on that. Match quality is like, hey, have you been put with a lot of like high elo players and you're low elo kind of thing, right? Like that's probably a bad match quality, because, you know, the matchmaking system just couldn't find a better one.
Apart from that, though, the elo that you get will just be based on win and loss. There's no other stats tracking in the game for how much damage you've done or anything like that.
Elo is like secret points of how good you are at the game. So high elo means you're very good at the game. Low elo means you're not that good.
Everybody begins at low elo, so maybe you'll be the best one day.
Yeah, but as I said, I think we're gonna get this wrong probably out the door. But we're gonna be tweaking.
We just need the data.
Yeah, because the intent is important, right? The intent is to try and put better players with better players and not as good players with not as good players. So you're kind of, you know, your matches are more enjoyable. What else? It is 5 o'clock. I think I have another meeting. Hold on.
I like calling this a meeting.
Yeah, like this is a meeting with everyone. I hope you were taking notes, chat.
Yeah, I hope someone
be the
was
recording.
assigned to take notes.
Don't worry, Lucy's recorded it. You're all okay.
Yeah.
Hope none of the audience has to go to a different meeting.
Lucy, if you're not, I'm going to cry. I promise you I'm going to cry.
Sleepy asks, can there be a cosmetic or weapon skin that purposefully does take up a lot of the screen space released for April? This is a genuine question. I mean, I don't know. No.
I don't know.
Be funny,
Just make your own texture
Tricky
pack
question, isn't
at
it?
that
Really.
point.
What if we make every weapon like 6 times bigger in April?
Yeah.
I mean, if we told you now, it wouldn't be a very good April Fool's, you know?
It'll actually be
'Cause you'd be
7
expecting
times,
it.
but they don't know that.
That's true. 6, 7.
Okay, I do gotta jump off. So if we can wrap up here. What is say the thing? What thing?
He's too old. He's too old. Don't explain it.
Don't worry. It's fine.
Oh no, what is
Is there anything that anyone wants to say before we wrap up? Apart from that.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. Ranking system does intend to be reset. Yes, there will be seasons. And they are not tied to island seasons. They will be their own thing.
Noxite is unk.
Because I think ranking seasons are better when they're shorter than a year, right?
Yep.
Just a joke.
Yeah.
Just a self burn. But they just like the ranking seasons just don't require that as much as as an island season does. So we're not too worried about those. And they will have like end of season rewards and stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll theoretically require nothing. There shouldn't be anything that will stop them from coming out on time every single time. It'll be fine. But that's not a promise. Just a goal.
Spotify age thing. How do I know?
Check your
Did you
Spotify
use
Wrapped.
Spotify Wrapped?
What?
Oh god, he really is an unk. Jesus.
That should be the answer to your question, everyone.
Yeah, you're there. We already know.
How do I actually
Get on your phone,
I can't
open
believe- how
up
have
the
you gone through
Spotify
life
app,
this-
and then
this
you
far
just
without
go
knowing
through it.
what Spotify
What's a
Wrapped is?
phone?
Oh god damn it.
So you know your record player, right?
So you know,
Check
however
the,
we want to
like,
get,
date
like
when it
whenever
got
we want to
made.
get in
Grab a phone.
contact with you, and we have to hit you on your pager. So it's kind of like a pager.
Right, what page is it on? What how far do I have to scroll on this thing? Oh, here we go.
So on the back, there's like a number that starts
My
with
listening
19,
age is 23. I don't know if I should be worried or not.
Unk trying
Get
to
out
be young.
here. No, it's
That's
not.
crazy. You get the same one as me.
Yeah,
Am
you
I
I was
just
kidding?
35. What the hell? I think a lot of mine is emo music from.
My taste is
Oh,
trending, apparently. There you go. I'm not old. Ha!
That's so Unk.
I listen
I just
to
can't
banging
believe
music.
that you have a newer music taste than me by 1 year. I
I
just
don't
can't
know,
believe
I'm
that that's
concerned.
true.
I'm
got
not one of those
24.
people who like constantly listens to like the good old classics or stuff like that. I really enjoy like finding new things. So yeah. You're 76. Oof. All right. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you
for
all.
joining this stream, and we hope you enjoy BattleBox Arena this weekend. Let us know.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
There's some feedback
Tomorrow.
on the forums.
Or on
Yes,
Twitter.
tomorrow, and there is
Discord.
also
Okay.
like a small announcement after this stream as well. About
Not
the whole,
straight. Maybe not straight after this stream.
Oh yeah, did we want to
Yeah.
say that
About the
in
whole
this
winter thing?
in this?
Yeah.
We should probably say that in this.
Yeah, we're doing like a soft winter event this year, okay? Because we're really focused on BattleBox Arena, so we didn't get all the time in the world to do like a big calendar event and event machine and whatever. But you can just expect like a snow over and a bunch of maps as well. So no winter cosmetics, unfortunately. But
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
More on that soon.
Yes.
There will be.
Read the post.
There maybe will be.
Well, let's get the
It's
post. Let's
not-
get the post written first, Chase, and then I'll get it out.
Yes, just not in
Yeah.
December, but something will come later because we are a little stressed for time and want to get Arena out.
I think you just needed to
Aye,
stop
aye.
at "we're a little stressed." Stop sentence.
Yeah, I guess the implication is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, in June, definitely modding. It's going to be that late.
Definitely
Okay.
in June.
Definitely.
Thanks,
Right.
everyone.
It's
Thank
winter
you
on the
all.
other
We'll
side of the
speak-
world.
Yeah. We'll speak to you all again soon-ish. Until then, have a lovely holidays. Hope you all have a nice time, good December, and enjoy BattleBox Arena. Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Yeah.
Bye.